Good evening and welcome to Richmond, Virginia, the site of another historic night of high school basketball. I'm joined today by Tyler Brewer and I'm Bridger Cruz. We have two fantastic teams getting set to play today. Team Museum and Pregame Elite. Tyler, we've watched these teams play a lot. The talent, the intelligence, the athleticism, it's all going to come together tonight on these two teams.
It is. We got some serious star power on the floor today. Looking at Team Museum, Quincy Wadley stands out. He is going to be such an impact player for Team Museum today. And on the flip side of things for Pregame Elite, it's going to be Tony Bryant, the heavily recruited 5-star, over 50 D1 offers last we checked at least. He's going to have to take over, especially with his teammate Hurley Brutus being injured for this weekend.
Yeah, that's what's going to be interesting. Tony Bryant, he's a consensus 5-star, a top 15 guy in his class. He's number 2 positionally, number 2 in the state of Florida. He's fantastic at the sport of basketball. But Hurley Brutus is a guy, they won't have him this weekend. He's a fantastic defender, on ball, off the ball. He could defend at a near pro level already just as a high schooler. Losing that for Pregame Elite will be hard to handle, especially when you talk about Quincy Wadley for Team Museum and Shane Pendergrass. That fun 1-2 punch for them is going to be tough. Quincy Wadley has been able to get it done on all sides of the floor, offensively and defensively. And for him, it's really interesting to watch him play because he's so fast, he's so strong, and he's so intelligent with the basketball. It's just fun to watch him play. So TME going to have a lot to handle defensively, but for Team Museum, they're going to have a lot to handle defensively as well. This Pregame Elite team, nothing to scoff at, and they just added a new player to their roster. That's Dallas Lambert. Now, Dallas Lambert, he's more of a football guy than anything else, and he's played really well in the state of Florida, goes to Port Charlotte High School, and he plays a wide receiver, but he comes to the hardwood to play some basketball, standing at 6'4". He's got bounce, he's got athleticism, and it's going to be a really good addition for that team to make them a very, very good team, and they're long as well. Alex Davis at 6'9", Alistar Smaniato at 6'10", and then Tony Bryant, 6'10", with Hurley Brutus at 6'7". They're going to miss him today because their two guards are going to round it out, 6'2", 5'10", and 6'4" with Dallas Lambert. So it'll be interesting to watch. Can TME figure things out offensively, and then defensively, can they make things work against a Team Museum team that not only are they very, very deep off the bench, they got a lot of guys that can play a lot of different roles, they also have the star power to go behind it.
Yeah, the height of TME is unquestionable. They got guys like Tony Bryant who are going to get into the paint, get that work done, but can they stretch the floor? Can they make a 3-ball consistently? Those are the question marks that TME has to answer here in the final weekend of PRO16 before we go to Bryan, Texas. On the other side, Team Museum, I'm really looking forward to how they play defensively, but I really want to see Shane Pendergrass take over this game a little bit. If he gets his shot going, he's going to be an unstoppable player in this one.
He will, and it'll be really interesting to watch him because you talk about how good he can be, but you also mentioned something about heading to Bryan, Texas. Now, that will be the PRO16 final site. This today in Richmond, Virginia, and this whole weekend is pool play to decide seeding for the finals as well as play-in spots. So certain teams, since their record is not quite as good as it should be from the last few sessions, have play-in games. So they have to play in a play-in bubble through this and determine which teams will make it into the elite bracket in Bryan, Texas. Now these two teams, TME and Team Museum, they've already made that top elite bracket, but all the playing right now in their bubble will be finding out seeding. What is this seeding going to be like? And that can be crucial in next week in Bryan, Texas, because if you really don't play very well in your pool this weekend in Richmond, you could end up with 3 very, very difficult games to try to get yourself to the PRO16 finals. So every game counts here today and the rest of this weekend. And another fun thing we've talked about, and we've seen it a lot, is this is a live period. Now, Tyler, what is a live period?
Yeah, so the live periods are probably the most fun time of the year for the Puma PRO16 circuit. That's when all these college coaches and teams are allowed to come and scout these players in person. They're allowed to break a little bit of a no-contact clause from the NCAA. And so it's really interesting to be able to go around, see all these college players, and it raises the stakes for everybody on the floor. Coming down the court, seeing 20 different colleges on the baseline, that is something just you have to see it in person to really fully understand it.
And to explain it, the live period is if you are a D1 high major college coach, you cannot come to these summer events except for certain select weekends out of the year, and this just happens to be one of those weekends. And I tell you what, Tyler, you talked about having 20-plus college coaches. Well, at 9 a.m. this morning when games started, it was the Young Game Changers playing One Family, a fantastic game for 9 a.m. At 9:01 a.m., we had 25-plus college coaches lining not only that game, but all of the other games as well. Every high major college you can think of was here. All the mid-majors were here, and not only did they have the high school kids playing today, they had 2 different JUCO games for all of those kids in junior colleges that are trying to move up, trying to get in the portal and moving up to mid to high major D1 colleges. They had a chance to show off their skills today, and I tell you what, Tyler, every seat that could have been taken up by a college coach, it was. Even that overhang mezzanine was taken up by college coaches, so it's fun. It's a little bit more pressure for the kids as well, and it's fun to see which kids can handle the pressure and step up, and what kids will kind of struggle with it at first.
Absolutely. Pressure makes diamonds, and we are full of diamonds here on the Pro 16 circuit as we are moments away from tip-off with both these teams warming up. And Bridger, we've been talking about it a little bit throughout this little pregame show here, but what are some of the things you're really wanting to see out of TME and out of Team Museum?
So I'm really interested to watch for TME. Tony Bryant has been limited in what he's been able to play with this team throughout the Pro 16 stops. He's been injured and he's been nursing some little injuries, so I haven't seen him a ton. And when I have, I've seen a lot of different teams. What they do is they just wall up on him. So they will put 3 to 4 defenders on him when he's down low, and the mentality is everybody else can beat us, but Tony Bryant will not beat us. So now with Hurley Brutus out, they're going to lose a little bit of an offensive presence, and that could happen again with Tony. So how can the 5-star step up? He's 6'10". He can make plays on every part of the floor. He can shoot the 3-ball incredibly well. You know, in high school, he was shooting over 45% from the 3-point line, and it wasn't because he had a bad selection of shots or he wasn't shooting enough shots. There were a lot of threes going up. He can score at all 3 levels, so I want to see him step up offensively. And then defensively with Hurley Brutus out, not only does he have to step up, but everybody else around him does as well. Dallas Lambert, Evan Roberts, Lloyd Swan, Alexander Davis, all of these guys are going to have to step up and play extended roles today without Hurley Brutus, especially against this Team Museum team. So I'm interested to watch how will they respond without Hurley, because without Tony in those Pro 16 weeks, they had their growing pains and they struggled a little bit, but they ended up making the best of it. And they're one of the top teams right now in the Pro 16 because this team is just so talented. Now, for Team Museum, what do you see in there, Tyler?
Team Museum, I mean, we've talked about him already, but Quincy Wadley's got to have a great game. This guy is a player with incredible bounce. He just floats in the air. He holds multiple D1 offers, including Maryland, Villanova, and Temple, where his dad played a part of that 1997 to 2001 span. 2001, they made an Elite 8 run. So Quincy Wadley and his family know how to win. They are going to be successful basketball players. And he's right now trying to prove that on the floor today, going against this TME team. A lot of stakes. Both these teams have clinched Bryan, but it's where they come to. It's where they're going to be placed at with the seeding, and that's what you talked about a little bit ago, Bridger, and that's the very important thing.
Yeah, definitely, and that's what's going to be interesting is both teams are heading back to their huddles, and we're just about set for game time. And as you can see, there's all those beautiful Pro 16 banners, the overhang with the crowd, and then you'll be able to see both teams as well with the benches pushed towards the crowd. And then right by us, we have a score table, our broadcast table, and then it is all college coaches around. So when the camera pans over right or left and you see people on the baselines, those are college coaches from everywhere in the country. And with this TME team being from Florida, we've seen a lot of Florida and a lot of that East Coast kind of come down, and they're willing to watch this team. And for Team Museum out of Washington, D.C., this is their area. Virginia, D.C., they're kind of in their home a little bit here, so expect to see a fun showing from Team Museum.
Absolutely, Bridger, and both these teams have just so much to prove, and that's what it comes down to, is which one is going to get the better of each other today. I believe earlier in Wichita, these teams both played, and it was TME getting it done, but once again, that's with a healthy Hurley Brutus on the floor. How much of an impact is not having him going to make on this TME team?
I guess we'll see. It'll be Manuel Kimboma and Tony Bryant getting ready to tip things away. Team Museum in the white jerseys with the black trimming around it, and Trey Manelite in the all-black jerseys. So Team Museum pulls it down, and that's the man himself, Quincy Wadley. Sporting the armband, he'll pass it off to Shane Pendergrass, and this first offensive set is away. Wadley in the corner, three-pointer, and he buries it. Getting things started off hot. Team Museum leads 3-0.
We got the chance to talk to Quincy Wadley last night, and he is such a confident player. He trusts his ability, but he's also super hardworking. He's making sure that he's always perfecting his craft. Very confident shot early on in this game.
Tony Bryant thought about it. Instead, he'll hand it back off to Lloyd Swan. Swan with it will swing it back to Roberts. Evan Roberts driving it off the pump fake, gets it in to Bryant, and we're seeing that double team already. The jumper goes up, won't fall for Roberts, and the ball batted around, and it's Quincy Wadley with it again. That's a great defensive possession for Team Museum. Now quickly down the other way, Winston Mintz kicks it out to Pendergrass. Back-to-back three-pointers won't go, and the ball knocked around, and TME able to come away with it after it was an offensive rebound from Farrington, and it was knocked out of his hands. So Lloyd Swan with the basketball up high. They go to Alex Davis in the post. He's getting bullied down low. They get it to Tony Bryant. Bryant, no foul call. He lost the basketball. Wadley able to grab it back, and it's been Manuel Kimboma so far. Down low, getting big against Alex Davis and Tony Bryant. Wadley with the basketball. Finding a cutting Donovan Marshburn, and he hits the jumper.
Great ball movement early on from Team Museum here. That's what they got to do. They got to try and wear down TME right now, create open looks, and just take their time with the possessions to do it.
Roberts keeps it, puts up the floater, no dice. Alex Davis with the rebound. He stepped out of bounds. So a slow start offensively for TME. They look a little bit disheveled.
They do right now, and that's just going to be part of trying to figure out how to play without a star player like Hurley Brutus and a new player on the team being Dallas Lambert. So a little bit of growing pains going to be shown here from TME, but it's how they respond to it and improve on it.
Wadley to Pendergrass. Pendergrass will put up the triple, hits off the backboard, it goes out of bounds, and it'll stay with Team Museum. Another chance for them.
Love the look there from Pendergrass, but just too early in the possession, in my opinion, to be taking that shot. Swing it around, see what you can set up, and then later when that shot clock's winding down, that becomes a bit of a better shot to take.
So Team Museum underneath their own basket to inbound the basketball. So Winston Mintz to kick it in bounds. Now Donovan Marshburn's got it. Marshburn quickly back to Wadley. Wadley, the quick spin move, and he lays it in. It's a spin cycle for Quincy Wadley.
Just showing off the athleticism right there. So much speed. He knew exactly where he wanted to go with the ball as well.
Bryant against Pendergrass. He's going in. He's fading away. Too strong, Alex Davis the board, and a foul called, the first one of the day. Alex Davis at 6'9". That's such a tough pairing down low with 6'10" Tony Bryant, and then 6'9" Alex Davis.
Davis does a great job of drawing the foul there. Tony Bryant, though, had that little fadeaway. We've seen him hit that shot so many times this season, unable to get it right there, and that's just kind of showing a little bit, a little telling of TME just having a slow start in this one.
Both teams, it's their first games of the weekend here in Richmond as well. And Davis sinks them both. 7-2, the first points of the day from TME come from the charity stripe. Now for Museum, it's Mintz with it. Still inside the half-court circle. He'll dribble around, put up the jumper, it's good. Wisdom Mintz kept the basketball himself the whole time and patiently glided his way to a jumper. So TME, another long offensive set for them. Bryant pump faking, trying to lay it inside, now not strong enough. We've seen a few mishaps from him already. Team Museum done a good job taking advantage thus far. Can they do it again? Mintz inside, lost the rock. And hands it back off, and it was Manuel Kimboma cleaning it up inside. He's been a force on the defensive end. Now he's having some fun offensively.
And he's got to have a good day today, especially when dealing with the height that TME brings to the floor.
Lloyd Swan Handing it off to Evan Roberts. Roberts with the basketball, driving in. He takes his 2 steps. And a body. Gonna be called on Wisdom Mintz. Coach trying to talk to him. Coach Torrance Farrington of Team Museum saying, hey, that could have been a push-off. And I think a lot of people might agree that the offense, it looked like there was a lot of offensive leading with that arm. Swan, wide open three-pointer, can't hit it. Ball knocked out of bounds. It'll stay right here with Trey Manolete. So another chance underneath the backboard. It'll be Evan Roberts to inbound. They get it into Bryant, still guarded by Pendergrass, just a ball handoff. They get it to Davis. Davis thought about the 3 and said he'll dribble it in. Take a few steps, now moving inside to Bryant. Bryant, the hook shot, bounced around. Wadley loses it out of bounds, and we're going back to the same spot. I feel like we're just doing the same thing over and over again.
A little bit repetitive for sure. Unfortunately for Wadley there, as he tipped it out of bounds, thought he had an easy rebound. Got a little lost on the court, and the ball just got away from him.
Lloyd Swan inbounds it to Tony Bryant. Tony now inside to Swan, a good move, lobbing it inside to Davis. Davis gets blocked. Manuel Camboma again on the defensive side. It is a no-fly zone for Camboma.
He's definitely making his presence felt on the defensive end of the floor. TME has to figure out a way to finish these shots inside. That's where their game is mostly being played at, especially without Hurley Brutus today.
Mintz at the point, feeling the pressure. Now Pendergrass, a deep three-pointer, goes off the front iron, bounces around Camboma, lays it inside to a cutting Pendergrass, and Team Museum is off to a great start, leading 11-6 in the first half. Swan the basketball, quick pull, three-pointer. Off the iron, and we'll see who it goes to. It'll go to Trey Manolete. So while they haven't gotten a ton of offensive rebounds, Team Museum hasn't been able to capitalize on grabbing the basketball, so they've had a lot of second chance opportunities.
Definitely some potential for Team Museum to get a little bit better on the defensive side as they get a steal there.
So it's Pendergrass handing it off to Jamal Mansoray. Mansoray slipped with the basketball. Wadley saved it in bounds. Now Mansoray lobbing it inside. It's bounced out. It'll go to Team Museum, but what an effort by Wadley to not commit a backcourt violation and then complete the pass to one of his teammates.
Not only that too, but he made it look so easy just floating in the air there. Great job for Team Museum sticking with the play.
Pendergrass to inbound. He gets it to Wadley. Pendergrass trapped in the corner, kicks it out, ball knocked around. Mintz has it, it's on the ground. It's gonna be a fast break now for Trey Manolete. Evan Roberts, a tough play inside. And a foul called. Wadley smacked that ball off the backboard. It should be a goal send, and it will be. So the basket will count, and then the foul will be called on Donovan Marshburn.
What a take there from Evan Roberts. I know the layup wasn't going to go in naturally there, but he fought through some contact, got up a shot. Now he has the chance to execute at the charity stripe.
It worked out well for Roberts, and Wadley just got to be a little bit more aware. Roberts couldn't make the most of the three-point play. Wadley will walk the basketball up, his lead at just 3. Wadley step back 3 blocked by Tony Bryant. It's an offensive rebound from Jamal Mansoray, and now Lloyd Swan with the basketball for TME. Lambert, the jumper from the free throw line won't fall. It was a good looking shot into a good move. It's just he could not connect on the jumper. Now a lot of contact from TME on the defensive end. Wadley going to call for the screen. So Wadley lobs it inside, loses the basketball. Now it's Lloyd Swan with it, and they're going to call it dead, and we'll see what they're going to talk about.
As a basketball fan, though, Bridger, I love what TME is doing on defense. Tony Bryant guarding Quincy Wadley. Best on best matchup there a little bit. That's going to be a fun one to watch as this game progresses.
So we're going to say Team Museum gets the basketball back. I think it was a bit of a mix-up between the referees. Everybody's kind of laughing about it, so it's obviously not something super serious. So shot clock will be reset to 10 seconds. Wadley with it. Working his way in, kicks it out, trying to get it into Mintz, and it's the extra effort that nearly worked out for TME. So Team Museum will get the basketball back, but some late acrobatics almost resulted in TME getting the basketball back.
And that's just a great job for TME on defense there, staying home, sticking to their assignments, playing man. Wadley did a great job cutting into the paint, getting an aggressive spin to the rim, and then he was looking to pass out of it for an easy corner three, but TME stayed home. They were right there, and they were able to tip that ball away.
The Museum to inbound underneath their own basket. They'll lob it up, and grabbing it is Mansoray. Mansoray, the smooth lay won't go. The shot clock buzzes, and it's TME off to the races. Working inside, it's a good-looking shot, and TME can work so well in transition, and that's what they've got to do. They had Wadley trailing on the other end. They knew there was a mismatch. They've got to work to take advantage of that. Wadley, tough contested three-pointer, bit of a heat check for him. Now inside to Bryant, a foul going to be called. So Wadley will pick up the foul. And we're seeing TME become a lot more aggressive, especially in transition with their passing.
And I think they understand that if they're not going to be able to hit the three ball consistently, they've got to get out and run the floor very aggressively. That's what they're trying to do right now.
Tony Bryant got stripped, grabs it back, and puts in the shot. A lot of contact on him early, but I guess the assumption is if he's a five-star, he's got to be able to take the contact.
And he handled it well. Very physical play in the paint there, and he was able to finish.
Mansoray with the basketball. Now to Pendergrass. Pendergrass slips the ball, handoff, looks for the corner jumper, and it's boarded by Bryant. Quickly inside, Alex Davis can't finish in transition. So transition opportunity for Team Museum in the corner. Pendergrass, the three ball not enough. The ball bounced around, and inside Pendergrass gets it done. So some chaos, Team Museum able to calm the storms and get a bucket.
And it's very important right now for Team Museum. Quincy Wadley not on the floor right now, so they have to find ways to still be able to score the basketball, and finding Pendergrass in the paint there is a great way to get that going.
Tony Bryant kicks it back out. The triple will go up. Davis gets the offensive rebound. It's another time he hasn't been able to convert. Mansoray. Again, that ball getting stripped. Now TME. Inside lobbing it in, and they make the best of it. Dallas Lambert, the new addition to the team, able to finish it off. 15-10, Team Museum up by 5, and TME, after a slow start, is hanging right in there.
Absolutely. And it's just the ability to run the floor and finish in the paint right now is what's helping TME out. Also, great defense being played by them right now. But they're leaving too many opportunities on the table for them to be able to score the basketball. And so what's got to happen is they've got to find ways to make the three, stretch the floor out, and make it easier for Tony Bryant to get inside with the basketball and be able to finish. When three guys are collapsing on him, I don't care what ranking you are, that's a tough play to make.
I agree, it definitely is. And what we're seeing now from TME is a lot of transition movements, which is what you want to see. This is an incredibly disciplined team in Team Museum. So with that, you've got to be disciplined in moving in transition, getting to the corner, running your transitional plays that you've been working on all summer long, and they're doing that well. And for Team Museum, So far, they got off to a great start, especially defensively. Manuel Kimboma has been holding it down inside every time he's in the game.
Absolutely, and we talked about the size advantage that TME had coming into this one. Kimboma doesn't care. No one apparently told him because he is handling it extremely well in the paint, making himself a force to be reckoned with. No easy buckets.
And I think for Kimboma, too, he also is 6'9". So he's doing a good job of handling things, and he's doing it well on the defensive end. Well, it's going to be Team Museum with the basketball. Quincy Wadley back into the game. A very quick break for him. Wadley inside, and he throws it down. The scintillating sensation of Quincy Wadley.
If that doesn't show you the type of athlete that Quincy Wadley is, I don't know what will. Flew up there and made it look easy. What a dunk.
A ball thrown out of bounds, and Team Museum will have touched it last, so it's another opportunity for TME, but wow. Quincy Wadley, a wide open lane, powered up on that strong vertical leap and just destroyed the rim.
Type of dunk to make Mac McClung shed a tear.
So TME inbounding it. Now to Swan. Bryant is calling for it at the free throw line, but you can tell in this 2-3 they are so ready to collapse on him anytime he gets the basketball. Roberts gets it back to Swan. Now Roberts, he'll take the three-pointer, top of the key, boarded by Wadley. Now Wadley with the rock, he'll try to advance it, nearly lost it, and it ends up being a turnover. Swan with it, inside TME, and he gets blocked, and it's another block. Wadley and Kimboma, a defensive masterclass to stifle the transition bucket.
Regardless of the outcome of this game, Team Museum is making a statement. Nothing the rest of the season is going to come easy.
And Wadley, the three-pointer as well. It must be the shoes. Dallas Lambert kicks it inside to Bryant. Bryant lost it, and it's going back to Team Museum. 20-10, a 10-point advantage, and they are rolling right now. A huge block from Wadley into another huge block from Kimboma. The dunk from Wadley, and then the fadeaway three-pointer for Wadley. It has been highlight after highlight in the first 20 points for them.
I still can't get over that dunk from Quincy Wadley there. It felt like he could have box jumped on top of that rim with how he got up there. So much power in those legs.
And now Wadley, he looks to be pretty shaken up. He's just standing by the bench. And we're going to take a break. We'll be back for more after this. We're live from Richmond, Virginia for yet another Pro16 stop. Welcome back after the break. Quincy Wadley coming back. He's all right. He's ready to go. A little bit of a stoppage from him, but he's ready. He's back. He's ready to go. We're not sure if it was an injury, if it was a little sickness, but either way, he's not back on the court yet, but we're back in play. So you can see him on the sidelines over there trying to get ready to warm up, but either way, it's Wisdom Mintz at that point spot with his team up by 10. Can we make it 13? Why not? Torrance Farrington at 5'7", striping it from the three-point line. Dallas Lambert trying to return the favor. It's knocked around, and once again, TME going to maintain possession underneath their basket. I've never seen a team so many times, they're not getting offensive rebounds, they're just creating through the ball going out of bounds off of Team Museum underneath their own basket. Almost happened again there too. Mintz with it off of the turnover from TME. So now Pendergrass at the top of the key is going to slip the ball handoff. A fadeaway from the corner. Hits off the back iron, rebounded by Bryant. And you see the amount of contact that he is getting constantly from Manuel Kimboma. In the corner, Bryant nearly had a filthy putback off of the Roberts missed three. Now the other way, laying it in nicely is Torrance Farrington. So Farrington, he's got 5 quick points off of this break, and he's elevated the lead to 15, 25-10. That's exactly what they need out of Farrington. With Wadley on the bench for who knows how long, they're going to need someone to be able to create for Team Museum. Rebound pulled down by Museum again. It's a fast break opportunity, sliding it inside to Pendergrass against Davis. Pendergrass working around. The ball knocked around. Bryant pulls down the board. Roberts with the basketball, electing to go fast. Bryant will pick it up at half court. Lloyd Swan wide open for three, and he gets it. On that left wing, finally a much-needed triple for Trey Manelite. And a very confident one at that. With his team not making too many threes, a deep one there seemed very counterintuitive, but it goes in. What a shot there from Swan. Mintz's three rims out, so it's Lloyd Swan with the rock. Bryant inside looking for Roberts. Roberts quick slip over to Davis, and Davis lays it in with the left. Good ball movement from TME and a great way to utilize the bigs. Need to see more of that as they got Team Museum running all around, spread out defensively. Great job from TME being able to create. Three ball from Donovan Marshburn, and Team Museum is lighting it up from beyond the arc. Bryant couldn't grab the basketball. Now it's a 3-on-2 opportunity, keeping it inside. He got stripped. Lloyd Swan's got it. Was Marshburn electing to go up, and Tony Bryant. We've seen him do that time and time again. Now this time, it's on national TV. Tony Bryant, a big rim ripper off the lob. And it's a moving screen on Kimboma. And sometimes, Tyler, one big dunk or one big play can really just invigorate your team and bring so much energy and life into it. And then we see the lob from Bryant automatically into a turnover and a foul on Manuel Kimboma. Yeah, TME has been able to do so much on offense since the Quincy Wadley injury stoppage, as the three does not fall for him. But like you said, Bridger, if they're going to build momentum, it's going to really help out the offensive side of the ball. And Torrance Farrington, I don't think Evan Roberts could get any more in his face. He is at least 4 feet above his arms, way in the air, trying to block that three, and Farrington not phased, and he drills the three. And it's a moving screen now on Trey Manelite. Alex Davis called for the foul. And I liked that the referees, because that was nearly a carbon copy of what Manuel Kimboma did right at that white volleyball line. And he was called for it. So you can already see the consistency from this officiating crew. Now for Team Museum, Pendergrass got the ball stripped away. It's Dallas Lambert with the basketball. Back to Swan. Inside, they're looking to go to Bryan. He's guarded by Kimboma. Kimboma right in his face. Bryan gets him to jump, and he's fouled on the way up. Kimboma will pick it up, and that's a good move from Tony Bryant. He's 6'10", but he's so nimble, and he can work so well, and he can shoot that ball. Kimboma just got off of his feet at the wrong moment.
Absolutely. It's a great job drawing that contact, getting the foul. Only thing you could have done better is try to finish at the rim here, but some big free throws coming up for the 5-star.
So Bryan hits his first, makes it 31-18 with right around a minute 55 to go in the first half. And right now for TME, you're looking to do two things. One, work this lead back so it's manageable in the second half, and end this half on a high. End it with some momentum. And that's a great hustle play from Roberts. And that would have been a sure dunk from Pendergrass, but Roberts turning on the afterburners and is able to poke the ball out of bounds.
I've been really impressed with Team Museum's set pieces and their ability just to scheme their guys open here in this one. That's really been the difference for them so far. That and just the ability to finish the plays.
Inside, going to work, kicked out. Big man three, it's not going to count. It was a full extension from Pendergrass on Dallas Lambert. I was looking at my computer screen and my notes, and I saw the arm extension. And these two have been battling all night long. You can see Lambert and Pendergrass. They're two guys that like being physical on the basketball court, and they're just matching each other, and it just keeps elevating. Swan, a smooth move. He keeps the basketball alive. Now back to Bryant. Bryant swinging it back over to Swan. At the top of the key, now back to Lambert. So now Lambert with it. Swan three-pointer, and it rims out. Davis pulls down the rebound. Against Kimboma, Davis lays it in. He's struggled with that early in the first half, and that's a great-looking adjustment for him. He missed his first two offensive rebound putbacks. Now when he's able to sink. The ball stripped away again, and Swan continuing to try to make plays. That time he picked the ball away from Mansoret.
And to respond to what you were saying just a bit ago about Alexander Davis being able to kind of settle into this game, that's going to be really important for TME. They got off to a really slow start. There's no debating that. How can they respond, especially without a consistent three ball and without Hurley Brutus in this game? That's going to be what's very important, and plays like that are what's going to help get them back in it.
Kimboma hits the deck. He tripped on his teammate's foot, and a three ball is going to go up, won't fall. It's knocked around, and Tony Bryant pulls down the board. So now Roberts with the basketball going in himself, and he gets blocked. It's going to be called a foul, but Donovan Marshburn covered him stride for stride and got the block with the arm, but it was the contact with the body that'll put Evan Roberts at the free throw line. 17 seconds remaining in the first half, 31-21. So for TME, they've been able to gain some momentum, especially on the defensive end, slowing down that constant offensive assault that is Team Museum. And Evan Roberts pulls this back within a single-digit lead for Team Museum. All TME has to do now, just defense for 17 seconds, and you can see them deploying this press, and it works. Lloyd Swan lays it in. Now a 7-point lead. 5 seconds left. They've got to inbound it. And they do. Kimboma. The shot won't count. It goes up. And you can see head coach Zach Reynolds of TME fired up. It's 31-24. His team is back within 7, showing new signs of life. I'm Bridger Cruz, with me Tyler Brewer, and we will be back for the second half of action live from Richmond, Virginia. You're watching Pro 16 basketball. After one half, it's a 7-point advantage for Team Museum. And still no Quincy Wadley on the court quite yet. He went down with whether it was an injury, a sickness, we're not sure, but he didn't play for the last few minutes of the first half, and his team has begun to struggle without him. And Tony Bryant, man, he's been rolling. That's the second big dunk he's had, and it's because TME has been able to figure things out offensively.
Yeah, Bridger, with what you're saying there, Team Museum came out in this game in a 2-3 zone, and it was giving TME fits offensively. However, TME's been able to figure it out. They've been able to move the ball around and create open looks, and that's what allowed Tony Bryant to get that highlight dunk on the other end of the floor.
Evan Roberts with the basketball for TME. They're down by 5, looking to cut this lead to just a single score. Lambert with it, swinging it inside, and it's going to stay with Trey Manali. So they're going with the two big man starting again with Tony Bryant and Alex Davis. Good defense by Manuel Kimboma. I mean, that was a wide open look at a dunk for Tony Bryant, and Kimboma's able to make the play.
And he's been making plays defensively all afternoon for Team Museum. Going to be interesting to see him try and step up late in this one.
Roberts missed the 3. The up ahead pass going to be slowed down off the tip. And Pendergrass inside going to work. He can't lay it in. The offensive rebound batted around, and now it's Roberts with the basketball. Roberts going to elect to go quickly. Lloyd Swan thought about the 3 pump fakes, drives inside. It's tipped away, intended for Davis, and now Museum going to have a chance with the basketball. Mintz looking inside. Ball knocked around. It's fought over Tony Bryant and Shane Pendergrass fighting for it, and it'll stay right here with Team Museum.
And in the first half, I would say the faster pace definitely benefited Team Museum with Quincy Wadley on the floor. Just having that kind of freak athlete really allowed Team Museum to kind of build the early lead that they had. But without him and the size advantage now firmly with TME, I would try and slow things down and just create open looks.
Inside, it's Mintz again. Tough defense from Lloyd Swan. He has been everywhere. Diving on the basketball again. And a jump ball. So a jump ball, I think, was the call. It was either that or somebody stepped out of bounds after that flurry.
Either way, Team Museum basketball, and you were talking about Lloyd Swan. This is honestly one of the best games I've seen him play all year. He's getting it done on defense, not letting his size be a disadvantage. He's got quick hands in this one, and he's shooting the ball fairly well today.
So Team Museum with the basketball at half court. It's Wisdom Mintz against Evan Roberts. Tough three-pointer. Can hit, rebound pulled down by Kimboma, and he's going to the line to shoot two. So a great defensive possession for TME, but it's better offense at the end for Manuel Kimboma. And I tell you what, Tyler, he has been special to start this game. In the first half, he was kind of the junkyard dog of this team. He was making plays on the defensive end. He was getting rebounds, and he was being as physical as possible. And he continues to do that in the second half, and they have to have him continue to be a force if they want to get the win today.
Absolutely, and I would honestly say he's been dominant in this one. He has not let anyone get to the rim when he's been guarding him. He's pulling down rebounds on both sides of the ball, like you're saying, Bridger. He's just got to make his free throws there, but great game so far here from Kimboma.
Tony Bryant thought about the 3-ball, said he'll kick it out to Swan. Swan driving inside, looking for the kick out. He finds Roberts. Roberts will pull it back up to the top of the key and begin to direct traffic. Post entrance to Dallas Lambert and a foul call. So Lambert had it right at the free throw line, and he was just dancing around a little bit. Had a nice pump fake, felt the contact, and then put up the shot, and it pays off with a trip to the charity stripe.
Lambert's done a great job of just meshing with the guys around him, being able to play well and fit in to the role that they need him to be.
Lampert misses his first. He's got a football offer from the University of Kentucky. He plays football. That's kind of his main sport. He's 6'4" from Port Charlotte High School. And if you watch his tape on the football field, it's very apparent that he's incredibly athletic. He can move very well laterally, but his vertical leap as well is so quick and it's so high. It makes him a tough guy to guard anywhere you put him on the court. So Museum with the basketball, trying to find something to do with it. Slipping now, you're going to have some chaos. Alex Davis dives on it, and it's a jump ball. So it's going to go to Team Museum off of the jump. And again, we have seen again and again the tenacity on defense that TME has come up with. Everybody's diving for the basketball. Everybody's fighting for every loose ball on the ground, and it's causing problems for Museum. Camboma driving in from the three-point line, lost the basketball. And he's going to the free throw line.
Quincy Wadley on the sideline coaching up Camboma here, trying to make himself at least a factor into this game, even if he's not able to physically play.
Lloyd Swan picked up the foul. It's just going to be on the floor. Pendergrass fading away. Tough shot. Looked like it might have been tipped. Now Roberts going to take over running the point. Guarded closely by Farrington. And another ball rolled onto the court, so we're going to have a stoppage of play, and then we'll reset. So Roberts with the basketball now to Dallas Lampert. Lampert inside, he gets blocked by Camboma. Mintz with the ball, passing it off to his teammate Marshburn, and Marshburn knocks it down. High arcing shot, and he's able to drop the triple to make it 31-27. Alex Davis, tough lay for him, took a ton of contact from Pendergrass. And I like it. These referees have really let the guys play down low. There's a lot of height and a lot of strength on both of these teams, and it's really been who's going to be tougher and who can execute through contact.
Absolutely, and I do love, too, that both teams are playing to their strengths right now. Team Museum has shot better throughout this game, and they are sticking to it, whereas TME trying to get the ball into the paint as much as they can, trying to find Alex Davis or Tony Bryant.
Lambert looking for the triple. He can't find it. Marshburn found the rebound. Now Farrington, high floater. Rebound pulled down by Pendergrass. He lost it. And it'll be TME basketball. Bryant, big man three-pointer, and he hits it from the corner. Like we talked about in the pregame, he shot over 45% from three during his high school season at Zephyros Christian Academy. Excuse me, North Tampa Christian Academy. Zephyros Academy is where he will be attending school this year. Now Team Museum with it. Bryant, that long wingspan, picks the ball off. Now the up-ahead pass to Swan. Swan inside, kicking it out to Roberts, and Roberts lost it. Timeout taken by TME, and you can see head coach Zach Reynolds. He's a very emotional coach. He's going to fight for you. He's going to show you when he's mad, when he's really excited. He's kind of the ultimate hype guy mixed with a guy who also is an incredibly intelligent basketball mind. He was the head coach at North Tampa Christian Academy last year. He's going to Zephyros Christian Academy in Florida, and a lot of guys are looking to follow him. Hurley Brutus and Tony Bryant, both being guys that want to follow their head coach down there. And speaking of Brutus, you can see his impact being felt on the court, but his team has done a great job of making sure that they're getting things done without one of their comrades with them today.
Absolutely. When you lose a star player like Hurley Brutus, it's really hard to be able to kind of figure out how to get things to keep going on, how to play to that same level that you were. And we saw TME struggled in the first half offensively especially. But as the second half has gone on, as this game has gone on, they've been able to find ways to get the ball in the paint. Alexander Davis has really taken a huge step forward in the scoring for TME. He's been getting it done inside the paint. And then just the guard play, too, from TME. They're playing fast. They're trying to make everything difficult. So we'll see how it continues for TME as Team Museum tries to hold on in this one.
Farrington inbounds, and it's kind of a press look for TME. They like to come out in that after a timeout. We saw them do it in the first half, and I've watched them do it a lot over these few weeks that I've watched them. Mintz driving inside, kicks it to Pendergrass. Pendergrass working inside. The ball rolls out. It's knocked around. Pulled down by Pendergrass. He's blocked again, but it's going to be a foul.
And that press from TME in the first half was causing a whole bunch of trouble for Team Museum. So I'd like to see if they want to continue that late in this one, especially, and how Team Museum will look to respond.
Pendergrass with 2 free throws coming up, and we just talked about Zach Reynolds. He is irate right now. He cannot believe that there was a foul called.
And I would say the frustration is pretty valid. It's been a very physical game. These refs have let a lot go in this one. So when the 2 best players on the floor meet at the rim, just let it go.
Pendergrass knocks down the final free throw. Spot up three-pointer, not strong enough. Swan will pull down the board. Deep three-pointer coming from him. It hits the top of the security rope to keep the hoops in place, and that's going to be out of bounds. I always hear the debate between fans. Should that be counted out of bounds? Yes or no, Tyler? What do you think?
You know, it's just not like a natural part of the floor. I would have to say that it should be out of bounds. It makes the ball bounce really weirdly as well.
I'm glad we can agree on that, and this game is really starting to get heated. Pendergrass and Bryant going toe-to-toe in the post, and Pendergrass got a big point on him, and the crowd is letting Tony Bryant hear it. Evan Roberts misses the 3 ball. It's knocked around. And a foul will be called on Alex Davis. So Davis called for another foul, so he's going to have to check out of the game.
And that's another huge loss for TME, not being able to have your second best player or third best player on the floor. Tony Bryant's really going to have to step up in this one.
Pendergrass and Bryant against each other again.
Pendergrass wanted the ISO play.
And a foul is going to be called on Torrance Farrington. That's absolutely a moving screen. I mean, he just sat there with his body and just held on to Bryant. And I'm okay with the physicality. I like it. But you've got to be smart and you can't give up possessions. And that's exactly what Quincy Wadley was telling Farrington as well.
And make sure you watch that Pendergrass-Bryant matchup. Those two talking to each other down the floor. Both of them want to show why they're better than the other.
Lambert driving inside. He won't finish, but he's going to the line. Some tough contact on either side, and Pendergrass going to be called for the foul.
I love the energy that the Team Museum bench is bringing, especially when TME is on offense down on that end of the floor. And I can't help but think Quincy Wadley is the leader of that too, trying to be vocal and support his team however he can, and that's what leaders do.
What's really interesting about Wadley, so last night, Logan Eby, our director and producer, and I were here for quite a while, and then Tyler, you were here for a little bit as well, and we talked to Quincy Wadley and then his father as well, and I don't think I've seen a kid at 17 that can talk as clearly as he can. He understands the game of basketball at a level, and he's so kind about his teammates. He'll tell you yeah, I think this guy could improve on this, and I really want him to because I think that he could have success here. He's an incredibly kind kid, and it's hard kind of not to root for him when you continue to watch how much he loves his teammates and watching them succeed just as much as he does.
Absolutely. He loves the game, and a side effect of that is caring for his teammates. Not many guys are going to be better to have on your team than Quincy Wadley.
Pendergrass knocks down the long two. And now TME with the basketball, down by 6, 39-33. Bryant thought about the three. He will take it against Campoma. It won't hit. Alex Davis rips down the rebound. And it's a good offensive board into a bucket, and it's a 4-point game. Campoma kicks it out, 3-ball. Going up too strong, Bryant pulls down the board. It was put up by Marshburn. Now Swan with it to Bryant, to the corner. Wide open is Roberts. Goes off the top of the backboard. And that's the right call. It hit off, it wasn't the side of the backboard, but it bounced up, hit the top, and then rolled back over. Four-point advantage for Team Museum. They have the basketball on offense. Trying to find something, Campoma slips it into Pendergrass, and it's knocked out of bounds by TME. And if you watch closely that bench, you will see Quincy Wadley and his father, and they have nearly the exact same mannerisms when arguing. And his teammates, man, they can shoot the basketball. And that's been Torrance Farrington. He's come in and he's filled a massive role. They've been able to hit some clutch three-pointers and keep this game at an arm's length as it sits at 7 points. Now Bryant going in, driving in, and taking it to Pendergrass. Make that 42-37. Team Museum still looking to set up that offense. Pendergrass deep three-pointer somehow was too strong. And it's pulled down by TME. Bryant, step back three-pointer. No dice. Alex Davis with the board, hands it off to Roberts. Roberts stepped out of bounds, and it's going to be Team Museum basketball.
Unfortunate play there for TME, losing out on that possession. Love the confidence, though, from Tony Bryant in the corner, trying to get a big three to get some momentum for his team.
So we're going to have a stoppage of play. I think we're trying to reset a shot clock. So we got that all set and we're ready to go. Pendergrass guarded by Bryant again. He'll look to drive down that right baseline. And he ended up stepping out of bounds, so it's another good defensive possession for the 5-star.
Both these teams just collapsing in the paint on one another, making it impossible to try and get to the rim and score easy buckets. You can tell the frustration is mounting for Shane Pendergrass as he was unable to get it in the paint there. It'll be important for both these teams to try and figure out a response to that and how to stretch out the floor.
So Roberts just going to let the ball roll down the court until half court. And TME a chance now to pull this game back within 2 or 3, setting at 42-37. And Davis lays it in, and that's an and-one opportunity for the 6'10" big man. Taking it to the heart of Campoma, balancing his way around, and then laying it in softly. What a play from Davis.
And to do it in a big game like this in front of the college scouts, wow. Alex Davis stepping up for an injured Hurley Brutus. He's already a great player, but he has an even bigger role this weekend, and he's handling it just fine.
And he finishes off the three-point play. It's just a one-possession game. Pendergrass to inbound, and all the pressure with 6 minutes and 38 seconds, sits atop of Team Museum. It's Wisdom Mintz, the 6'4" guard from Maryland, to walk the ball up the court. A big possession here offensively for Museum. That final pass nearly disaster, but it could end up in a big-time triple, and it did. Farrington again shows up time and time again from the three-point line, and then a turnover and a takeaway for Wisdom Mintz.
What a game Farrington is having right now. He's hot. He wants the basketball.
And I agree. Get him the basketball. Let him shoot the basketball. Farrington, quick pull. Not quite. A little bit of a heat check for him, but everybody was calling for Farrington to get that basketball. Inside, they're working to find Davis. They find Bryan at the three-point line. Now they go to Roberts. Roberts gets his pocket picked. Back to Swan. Inside Davis to Bryant. Bryant pump faking. He gets blocked by Pendergrass. Huge play from Shane Pendergrass. And then stepping out of bounds was Ian McLaughlin.
And the TME bench was all over that one. Every possession matters at this point in the ball game.
So TME will take the basketball, but before that, it'll be a timeout taken by Team Museum. 45-40, a 5-point advantage for Team Museum as we get to some of the last minutes of this basketball game. I'm Bridger Cruz, with me Tyler Brewer, and you've been watching Pro16 basketball. Team Treyman Elite with the basketball. Offensively, down by 5, 45-40, and Tony Bryant nearly another highlight dunk, and it'll just result in a turnover. Spot up three-pointer, why not? Torrance Farrington lighting it up from the three-point line. 48-40, and that score's gonna stay. Swan pulls down the board, can't finish the jumper. Davis loses it out of bounds, and it's going to go to TME again. It's always interesting when that happens because both teams are going to point their direction, so you're never quite sure where that ball is going to go. And again, the shot rims out. The three has not been kind to TME, and again, that's 2 missed opportunities, but they're going to get another one. Pendergrass hit it out of bounds.
And like you said earlier, Bridger, I've never seen it happen so many times where a team on offense can miss a bucket and not pull down the rebound, but get lucky by the ball going out of bounds and retain possession.
So Lloyd Swan just got the basketball deflected from Pendergrass, but Pendergrass is in bounds. So Swan catches it out of bounds, and then it's going to be out on him.
Unfortunate play there. Just one of those moments where you got to move on from it.
If Shackton a Fool was still a show, that would be at least a top 5 clip. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, please go to YouTube and look at it. It's one of the best, if not one of the funniest sports shows that Shaq has had. And Bryant pulled down the board, and foul got called on Kamboma. A lot of contact after it for Cam Bowman. He's kind of got to start being careful about that. Once you get into these late game situations, fouls really start to matter. And at that point, Bryant has the board. He's 90 feet from the basket. No reason.
Absolutely agree with you. And when you play a physical game like Cam Bowman, you're going to get tied up. You're going to get called for fouls. But you got to try and limit it as much as possible to stay on the floor, especially with a guy like Quincy out.
Alex Davis lost the basketball, gets it back. Swan, the triple, he hits it in the corner. Knocked out of bounds. It'll go back to Team Museum, but a big three to pull them back within 5 with less than 4 minutes remaining.
Going into this game, I didn't think I was going to be as impressed with the guard play as I've been, but Lloyd Swan has really stepped up and shown how much he's improved from even the last time we saw him. And on the other side, Farrington is shooting the lights out for Team Museum.
And then Manuel Camboma comes in and fills the role that he needs to. They find him inside, and he gets the floater. TME needing to respond. Swan, same spot, just a little bit closer to the hoop. (50-46). A press being shown for Treyman Elite, and it's another takeaway for them. That press and that in-your-face defense has proven to work very well for them. And Tony Bryant drives inside. He can't get the and one, but he's going to the line to shoot 2.
And you talked about that press, Bridger. It's going to be so important for Team Museum to figure out a way to break it, but the press, a very interesting way for Treyman Elite to be able to utilize their size and their reach to their advantage more than just collapsing on Team Museum in the paint.
Well, and that's what's so interesting is they are so long. Even when you put Dallas Lambert into the game at 6'4", a very long wingspan for him, and then Bryant and Davis as well, but right now neither of them in the game, so the only big is Bryant, and he's making good use of it. A big block for him. And Swan trying to save the ball in bounds, and they pull it off. Lambert running the point on the break. Euro stepping and laying it in smoothly. Takes it over Wisdom Mint, and the football player can hoop. So they're going to call a foul on Wisdom Mint on the push from Lambert. And TME is going to get the basketball back. And Lambert, he's doing something really well. He's a pest, and he does it very well. All he did was he got right in the face of Mintz and just stared at him. I mean, their noses were nearly touching, but he didn't commit a foul. Now, Mintz is obviously going to get fired up, and you don't want that to happen, so he shoves him off, and it's right, that is a foul. Lambert is just a very, very good pest right now in this game. Alex Davis against Camboma, looks to take it in himself. It rims out. Pulling down the board is Davis. Davis lobs it inside. Roberts ends up with the basketball, takes it all the way to the rim, loses it. It's knocked away again. Can the triple hit? It cannot. Davis pulls down another offensive board. Now Roberts driving in. He'll try it. He can't get it to go. And so many attempts and nothing to show for it for TME. That would have given them the lead. Only trailing by 1. 5 attempts, and they came up empty. Mintz to Pendergrass from the three-point line, not enough. Davis pulls it down. Swan with the rock. Thought about the three, gets it into Bryant. Bryant kicks it back out. Now Swan with it, his three ball to take the lead, and it's going to go out of bounds. Timeout taken by TME. And Zach Reynolds, final timeout for them. And we'll stay right here. Now, Tyler, this game getting incredibly close. Right now, if you're Team Museum, what are you looking to do offensively? You know, how are you looking to, first of all, get Pendergrass the ball, but not only him, get Torrance Farrington the basketball? How are you going to look to do that?
Exactly, and right now you need momentum. You need a high likelihood play, and so I'm just trying to get Pendergrass on a screen, get a defender like Tony Bryant off of him so he can have an easier shot at getting to the rim. The problem, though, is the size for TME is so much better than the size for Team Museum. So even if you get Tony Bryant off you, Alexander Davis is right there. You got to just try and find a way to get into the paint, get an easy bucket, or pass the ball around, get some good ball movement going. Either way, find an open look. Torrance Farrington is a great option too. If you suck it in, get TME all drawn into the paint, kick it out, find Farrington for a three. But right now it's all about trying to recapture that momentum for Team Museum. They need a big play and they need it now.
So that press will be set up again. Donovan Marshburn to inbound it. He's got the basketball again. Kamboma gets knocked down, ball knocked away by Davis. And again, that press, they just fly all over the place, and it's worked out really well today.
And I saw Kamboma going down the floor. I thought he was open to get the ball too. Alexander Davis just does a great job of covering so much space and tipping that ball out of bounds.
Team Museum the basketball. Less than a minute 30 remaining, and it's a 1-point advantage. Museum looking for a little bit of insurance on this lead. And the claim was denied, so TME with the basketball. They can take the lead. Swan to take the lead. Bryant fighting for the rebound, and the ball knocked around. Swan pulls it down, and he will take the lead. Undeniable, one of the smallest guys on the court, and he pulls down an offensive rebound and gets a tough bucket to take a 1-point lead. Team Museum needing a response. Late in the clock, the three ball, why not? Donovan Marshburn gives the lead back to Team Museum. 53-51. Bryant with the basketball, guarded by Pendergrass. This is the matchup we've seen all day, and Pendergrass gets the better of that possession. Now Torrance Farrington with it, and Farrington just killing time. He gets it to Kamboma. Now to Farrington again, and Roberts knows he's going to have to start fouling. Just 9 seconds remaining. Farrington at the line. He's been so special today. Can he cap this off? He misses his first. Bryant pulls down the board. There's still a chance. Roberts with the basketball. Driving inside, he can't hit the shot. I don't think he realized there was still more time left. Pendergrass is going to dribble it out, and Team Museum wins a huge first game in Richmond. 53-51.
Quincy Wadley goes out of the game midway through the first half, but it does not matter. Team Museum was able to rally. Torrance Farrington steps up major in this game, being able to shoot the three, space the floor around, and then at the end of the day, big play from a big-time player, Donovan Marshburn, corner three to recapture the lead late in that game. Props to TME for everything they were able to accomplish in this game. They were down big in the first half, but were able to come back, make it a very competitive game towards the end. Tony Bryant had a great game. Lloyd Swan had a great game, and Alexander Davis was dominant, pulling in rebounds, getting it done on the defensive side of the basketball. But at the end of the day, Team Museum's shots, and the three ball specifically, was just too much for TME to handle.
It absolutely was, and they were fun all game long for Team Museum, but here's what was great for them. Wisdom Mintz ran the point incredibly well. He made a lot happen, and then how can you not mention Torrance Farrington? He lit it up from beyond the arc, and he was special to end of the game as well, making plays on the defensive and offensive end. And what that shows us is Team Museum is much more than just Quincy Wadley. They can make plays on all ends of the court with anybody they need to. And for TME, a close loss without Hurley Brutus. It'll be interesting to watch them the rest of the weekend. So we say thank you for this showing of PRO16 basketball from Richmond, Virginia. This was Tyler Brewer. I am Bridger Cruz saying so long and good night from Richmond.